I'm under my truck light. My name's Graham. I'm from Southern Ontario. I'm disabled. I'm in a wheelchair. The wheelchair's in the back. I just finished at the gym for the day. I did grab a sandwich because I was starving. I grabbed a donut, drinking a coffee. I like those gym streams, but they're not as personal as I like to be because I'm on the way to 1,000 subscribers. When I hit 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to do a massive donation to a local charity in my area for school supplies, books, shoes, clothes, whatever they need. I built an amazing community. Some of the best moderators. I encourage everybody to have a voice, and I want everybody to have a voice. I like to listen to people's stories. I have a million of my own. But I like to hang out, listen to people's stories, especially after the gym. The after the gym hangout is always a good time. The gym videos aren't as great as they could be because they're not as personal as I like to be. I like to get to know everybody. I want to get to know everybody. I want to hear everybody's story. I finished a workout. Caleb, I'm good, man. How are you? How are you dealing with today? Ragu, yes, I'm drinking a coffee. Bro, I'm not actually. So, my name is Graham. I like to sit in my truck and I like to meet everybody that subscribes to me. I work overnight, so I just finished at the gym actually. I grabbed a coffee, a sandwich. I'm chilling. I'm growing my hair out to donate it to cancer. Just tired, man. At 750 subscribers, I'm going to do a 24-hour live stream to try to meet everybody because there's 24 time zones in the world. Not everybody can show up at the same time. So I'm going to do a 24-hour live stream at 750 subscribers. My channel is all about motivation and inspiration because when you're disabled, like my wheelchair in the back there, sometimes your voice gets overlooked. So I'm trying to build a community full of love and support. And at 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to do a massive donation video to a local charity in my area. I read every single comment. I make sure everybody has a voice. I did, Caleb. I was starving after the gym, so I got Timmy's. I got a sandwich, I ate a donut, and I'm drinking a coffee. Mr. H. John, I forgot to welcome you to the live stream, so welcome. Everybody gets their personal welcome. Ken, welcome to the live stream. I appreciate all of you guys. I'm slowly growing. Like I said, I want to give back as much as YouTube allows me to give back. I originally started this channel to try to make better content than my buddy because he's also disabled and he was making some wacky content, like just wacky stuff. So I thought I could do better. And then when we had my dad's wake at the 1st of March, I realized that when he passed, there was 20 or 30 smiling faces in that wake of people that he changed lives. And I want to do that same thing. Ken, I'm having a good day, man. How are you? And Caleb, I always get a chocolate glazed donut, man. Or actually a honey donut, too. The honey cruller or whatever. That's a good donut, too. You heard of Airing Father? I have not. I have no idea who that is. Good, man. I'm glad you're having a good day. You should always be having a good day whenever you come to the stream, man, because the entire channel is peace, love, motivation, and inspiration. Chat's kept super PG. I encourage you guys to speak. Michael, welcome. Orange, welcome. I appreciate you guys. Michael, as always, good to see you, man. Got to do the after the gym hangout because I prefer these ones to have the actual gym content. It's more personal. It's a great way to meet people. You're right. It is afternoon in India. Maybe. I might know Aaron Wheels. I'm not quite sure, man. I'd have to look him up, but I think so. I tell you, Tim's coffee isn't as good as McDonald's coffee. Hot take, but the McDonald's coffee is definitely better. Monkey Man, welcome back. Orange Man, I always do the treadmill, but I do the treadmill off stream because, like, well, I don't really care what people think. I'm not like super like enjoying walking on the treadmill. Plus, like, it should like walking on the treadmill would either be like just my face or it would be like a butt shot. And nobody wants that. So like, I always do the treadmill before working it. That's cool, man. I'm drinking a double today. It's just a coffee. I stopped for a sandwich because I was starving. So I ate a sandwich, a donut, and now I'm drinking a double. It's okay. The hunger's still nothing compared to like when I was competitively lifting. I was eating every 2 hours. I was eating just like a machine. Is it good? I mean, if you want the honest opinion, man, and it's a hot take, McDonald's coffee is better. Yeah, well, I mean, you're probably not wrong, honestly, but like, I don't want to incorporate that in the channel, so that's not that bad. That one can go, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that, so I don't record myself on the treadmill because, like I said, it's either a face shot or a butt shot, man. Nobody wants that. So I run on the treadmill every day before I start my workout. Bro, you don't know the backstory. So, McDonald's actually took over, I think it's Mother Good. McDonald's took over the Mother Good Coffee Company. And the Mother Good Coffee Company... No. So, the Mother Good Coffee Company used to supply Tim Hortons with their coffee. Tim Hortons switched to doing their own coffee bean. And while it's good, it's good. It's just, it's not as good as the Mother Good coffee bean. Like, you can look it up, honestly. Like, deep down, a Canadian will tell you that the McDonald's coffee, it tastes like the way Timmy's coffee used to be because it was the way Timmy's coffee used to be. Oh, the lighting behind me says Timmy's. Like, I'm at a Tim Hortons. You guys remember, I always sit in my truck, so I sit in a parking lot. And I found a good spot, so if I sit in this particular parking lot, I get access to my 5G capability, so the streams get a little better, a little more fluid, uses a little more cell phone data, but like, whatever. If I sit where I normally sit outside of my gym, I only get access to 5G. Sometimes it drops. Sometimes it's not as good. Munden, welcome to the channel, man. I don't think I've seen you before. I haven't. So, the meaning to life is what you make it. It's exactly like what I'm doing with this channel. The entire point to my channel is peace, love, motivation, and inspiration. I'm trying to make it, I'm trying to change lives one at a time. At 750 subscribers, I'm going to do 24-hour live stream to try to meet everybody, because no one person can show up to every single time zone. And then at 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to do a huge donation video, hopefully fully produced, because my buddy owns his own production company. So I'm hoping he's going to hook me up with a friend discount, and I'm going to try to change the world. What time is it in Canada? It is actually, like, for me, it's like 5:47. Different time zones. Serious welcome, man. I don't think I've seen you before. Welcome to the live stream. For anybody new here, my name's Graham. I'm from Southern Ontario. I'm growing my hair, donated to cancer. At 750 subscribers, I'm going to do a 24-hour live stream to try to meet everybody. Try to listen to as many stories as possible. Try to tell as many stories as possible. At 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to donate $2,000 to a local charity in my area for like school supplies, books, shoes, clothes, whatever they need. Because donating money, it helps. Donating whatever you can helps. But when you donate money, it goes to the charity, it goes to the people to pay it off. Like, the money goes to different spots. Tell a story. Okay. So, when I was in grade 12, well, grade 11 technically, when I was in grade 11, I had to get an operation on my hamstrings where they cut my hamstrings to straighten my legs because my kneecap broke in half. So my kneecap broke in half at the most inconvenient time. I was actually on track to try to play for the Canadian team, like they were playing in Brazil. So I had a shot at a Paralympic team to play in Brazil. But my kneecap literally broke in half during the tryout. So to put it back, they had to cut my hamstrings. So my grade 11 year, I had to go in for an operation all summer long, where they cut my hamstrings and I wasn't allowed to bend my legs for 8 weeks on the one leg, 6 on the other, because they had to repair my kneecap. Nebula, welcome back. I haven't seen you for a little bit, I don't think. I could be wrong. But welcome back. I've got lots of stories, man. That was just like, I don't want to say the most important one, but like that one kind of structured who I am today. Because I used to, like, didn't used to be miserable, but like after the operation, I found life so miserable and like hard. Morning, skeleton. That like I found myself in a deep like low. So I knew that I had to pull myself out. I had to try to change my perspective. DeMarcus, what's going on? So like that's not the greatest story in the world, but that's where like that's where the journey for inspiration truly started. Because like when I couldn't bend my legs for 8 weeks, it literally like changed my whole perspective, and it made me miserable. And then like, no, so I was born with cerebral palsy. So cerebral palsy is a man-made condition that's mental but manifests as physical. I do have a girlfriend, but yes, it is very hard. So what you gotta do is you gotta crack jokes, man. You gotta be the funny one. I literally used to put all kinds of cheesy puns in my dating profiles. Well, then we just get the best parking spots, that's all. I'm never too scared to say the truth, man. I'm not a stand-up comedian. I can't just crack jokes. I like to play off of people. I don't know what that means, man. You now almost have a girlfriend. That's great, skeleton man. But you're also young, man. Enjoy life. Always pursue, but like, just keep a perspective as well. And DeMarcus, we get the best parking spots because if two disabled people meet, then they clearly get the best parking spot. That's what I'm saying, man. When you're disabled, you gotta have a good sense of humor. Absolutely not. That Caleb, I agree with your mom, man. That's a terrible idea. You stay away from that one. Can someone type the name of his? I mean, can somebody fulfill that request of typing cerebral palsy in Alistair, welcome to the live stream, man. I don't think I've seen you before. I am growing my hair out to donate it to cancer. So, thank you. But Caleb, definitely drop that idea, man. I don't tell people. I don't tell people what to do. I don't I don't usually give advice like that. Like I don't normally give negative advice, but drop that idea so fucking hard. Like throw that idea away, man. That is an absolutely dangerous, horrible idea. I mean, I appreciate it, Michael, but it's palsy. Truth. I appreciate you. May you have the best day ahead of you, Alistair. Like I said, I appreciate you for showing up to the live stream. My entire channel is based around peace, love, motivation, and inspiration, man. It's true. I gotta say, I love Canada. We have our flaws, but guys, I've told you from the very beginning, Canada will never become part of the States. We should do something. You're very welcome, Sirius. Never feel bad, man. Ask questions. My entire channel will help you out. Caleb, that's also not a good idea, man. The amount of stuff that would get clogged in those pipes would be awful. I'd be Danish. Danish and Canadians have the same kind of setup. I can't say that I'm doing this for a good cause. I'm doing this because I have a good time. The idea behind my channel is for a good cause, but I do the live streams, I hang out, I try to motivate and inspire people because I have a good time doing it. I started the channel a little over a year ago. I think I'm at 14 months actually like posting now. And I started posting stuff for just to motivate and inspire people. Because when you're disabled, your voice tends to get muddled amongst the crowd and people forget to listen. Caleb, I legitimately can't tell if you're doing this to try to be funny or like if these are actual ideas, man. If these are actual ideas, you need to stop. If you're just trying to do this to be funny, I appreciate it. But also stop. Michael, I understand that completely, man. Where I work too, sometimes like they'll notify us that we're getting visitors like right away, and then like we have days to clean it up. So, serious, that's a good question, man. So, cerebral palsy can affect people differently, but it only affects half of your body. So some people with cerebral palsy have it in their upper half of their brain, and it basically makes them a vegetable. It's awful. I would never want that, never wish that on anybody. But it could also affect you straight down the middle, which means that half of your body's weak. Or I believe it can also affect like abdomen, like core area, which is also terrible because then it affects your dietary and stuff. But like mine affects my lower half, so from my waist down, that's where my cerebral palsy affects. That and my kind of fine motor skills. So like unless I really try to straighten my fingers are never actually like straight. They're always kind of bent. But that is an amazing question. I'm glad you actually asked that question. I missed a ton of comments here. Hold on, guys. Traffic innovations in Canada would be a great achievement. Traffic innovations in Canada would be a great achievement. That one I was trying to be funny, but the others were serious. Fair enough. I can support those. Because like I said, that one is not funny. Being a licensed Canadian guy that can carry a gun, that's not a good idea. Anyways. Oh, and by the way, Russia developed a new customized vaccine that would help. I have actually heard that. My truck's like, you need to sit in the dark. I have actually heard that they're working on something. Deer Hunter, welcome, man. Well, I know you're a cowboy from the West now. Who's the special guest? A mental health working group. Nice. My buddy died in his sleep at 12 years old. He had the same first name. I remember you telling me about that, Caleb. Are you sure he's not your brother? I'm telling you, cerebral palsy is a different kind of... I don't want to call it a disease. It's a different kind of disability. Like I said, how were you in academics? So I was great in academics, but I never took school seriously. I'm sorry, guys. There's so many comments here. I'm catching up. I promise. I was great in school. I just never took it seriously. If I could go back and tell my younger self to take school more seriously, that's something I would do. Oh, I guess visually you don't look like one who has that disorder. You look completely healthy while streaming. That is because, like I said, it's all my lower half. But I appreciate you. No, Caleb, stop with the gun thing, man. It's not a good idea. It's an awful idea. Just stop with the gun thing. Yes, getting your adenoids removed can help with your sleep apnea. Comment section flow going on. I can't keep. I hear you. Like I said, I gotta make sure everybody's comment gets read. So I'm really trying here. I'm almost caught up. I got like 3 left. Let's get on. What vehicle did you own before Toyota? I have owned a few. So my favorite vehicle was the Buick Rendezvous because I could open the trunk from the inside. So putting the wheelchair in, getting it out, all a good time. Because I never had to go outside to get the wheelchair out. Because the Buick Rendezvous, you could pop the trunk from the inside. Caleb, man, I honestly, I can't tell if you're being serious or not, because all of those are bad ideas. A rocket-powered wheelchair would be so dangerous for somebody that couldn't handle it. I would use a rocket-powered wheelchair because I could handle it, but like that would be such a bad idea for people that couldn't. Oh man. I'm about to go to school. I will have the best day at school. That is my dream car, man. I don't need a fancy car. My dream car is literally what I'm driving right now. I wanted this car since I was 15. There's nothing else nothing more that I could imagine myself driving. I don't need a fancy car. I would rather give all of the money. What if you could get Lieutenant Dan legs and meant no more wheelchair? I've thought about it because in theory, like, there'd be nothing stopping me from cutting my legs off and using like prosthetic legs. So I've thought about it. Think there's an imposter in this chat? Uh, there's no imposter. Caleb's just a younger kid. Because my whole channel is like a family friendly channel. Everybody's welcome. I mean, that's a harmless one, Caleb. But like, you need to come up with an idea, man, that changes lives. I may buy a Tesla once I settle in Canada. I want to buy my Teslas are alright, but like you gotta figure out when it like Teslas have a problem with the battery life, especially in the cold. I'm not saying electric cars are never the answer. Once they figure out the battery, the electric cars are gonna smoke gasoline powered cars left, right, and center. Serious, the fact you're new here but know about kite cat might mean that you're kite cat and you can leave. You almost have enough because of compound interest. The best thing you can do, man, is to save that money. Leave it to grow. Caleb, you can already have that, man. It's called a Bluetooth speaker. I literally used to stick a Bluetooth speaker on the underside. It's the first live stream you've ever been to on this account, so that's what I mean. You could be kite. I agree with the built home for handicap friendly. That's a big one. Cause like the amount of homes that I've been in that aren't handicap friendly, or the amount of times that people haven't invited me over because they're worried about how handicap friendly their house is. That is a legitimately good idea. I All right. So I'm gonna play devil's advocate here because I'm not. This is gonna sound really bad, but bear with me. I'm not the biggest supporter of like making everything handicap friendly. Only because I believe in putting in the work, right? So I believe everybody should have access to a building. So I agree with the home idea. I agree with the laundromat making sure that like handicapped people can get in. But then I also believe that handicapped people should put in the effort. It's like airplanes, right? Right? Like hear me out. They made it so that handicapped people can fly. Awkward as hell, dumb as hell. Just a ton of work. Chiller, I appreciate you, man. They made it so that handicapped people can fly, right? Ton of work. You have to call the airport. You have to let them know you're coming. It's a ton of work for a handicapped person to fly. But if that handicapped person is willing to put in the effort, they can fly. If they're not willing to put in the effort, the airport has made it handicapped accessible. Is it convenient? Absolutely not. Should a home be handicapped accessible? Absolutely. They should be able to make it in the door. But after you make it in the door, anything else is your problem. If you need a bathroom, Frederick, welcome to the live stream, man. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. The handicapped people that choose not to fly are putting themselves in this box. Because, like, I like flying personally. I like traveling, but I also like driving. If I could drive somewhere, I'm going to drive somewhere. But I can get on a plane. But I have to put in the work. I have to put in the work. Because when I tell you, they have a special feature specifically for airplanes, but I like to call it the lane splitter. Because this thing is barely enough to fit my fucking wide ass. Because I'm big. So the lane splitter is a small wheelchair that literally splits the aisle of an airplane. If you guys have ever been on an airplane, I do actually feel my legs. But if you guys have ever been on an airplane, the the aisle is super thin, so they have this lane splitting wheelchair, but you have to put in the work because you have to be willing to transfer to it. You have to be willing to strap down for a couple of minutes so that they can get you to your seat. You have to be willing to be kind of manhandled a little bit, because they want to help you. They want to make sure you're safe, but you got to put in the effort. The longest flight I've ever been on is to England because my mom's British, so I went to see my grandparents. So every building should give a disabled person access. You should be able to get into any house you want, any laundromat, any building. But after that, it takes all the responsibility away from them. And I know it's a hot take. No, Caleb, that's stupid too. Don't waste money on making things specifically for disabled people. You'll never make your money back. We make up like 1% of the population. That makes a person disabled as well. But see, that person they would probably allow that person to walk on the plane. So again, not a big deal. But as a disabled person, like at the very least, we should have access to every single building. But after that, that's our own problem. So for DeMarcus's laundromat, for example, we should be able to get in the building. They should preferably have a machine that a short disabled person can reach. But the disabled person should also be willing to put in the effort. If they need somebody to come with them, they need somebody to come with them. If they need one of those reachers, then they need a reacher. But the disabled person should be willing to put in the effort as well. So I'm an advocate for equal opportunity, not disabled people. I don't know what that is, Dubs, but welcome to the live stream, man. Well, I went on my rant there. Hold on, I missed a few comments here. I do feel my legs. Longest flight I ever took was to England. You have a flight to Mumbai, that's amazing. Answered that. I know a dude who's technically disabled. I don't want a private jet, man. I don't need anything fancy. I'm going to give all my money back to help people. Fun fact, fish and chips in England is mostly dogfish, was a small type of shark with a poisonous spine on its tail. I mean, anything can be poisonous, man, but produced right or prepped right, it'll be alright. I don't know what a chubby house is. I'm not going to answer that important question. How do you feel about people who are disabled due to being obese? Who are you even? So, I'm going to do this real quick because I always do this. My name's Graham. I'm from Southern Ontario. I am disabled. I'm growing my hair to donate it to cancer. At 750 subscribers, I'm doing a 24-hour live stream to try to meet everybody. And at 1,000 subscribers, I'm doing a huge donation video to try to give back. I'm disabled. So, all of my content is from the gym, but I'm not trying to inspire people to go to the gym. I believe on giving back, and I believe on inspiring people to make a difference. That is the entire point of my channel. That is all I want to do, is inspire people and change the world. I'm going to give back everything possible that YouTube allows me to give. And I'm trying to make a difference. I read every single comment, even if it takes me a second, because sometimes you'll get me into a rant or some kind of speech, because I like to tell stories. I appreciate everybody that shows up. Nah, you're good, man. I never silence people for their comments. Just make sure that when you comment in the chat, keep it kind of PG, but that was directed towards me. No, you're good. You're good. Trust me. Everybody gets a chance. Everybody gets an equal opportunity to speak. I love listening to people speak. So trust me, you're good. No problem, man. It doesn't matter the number of viewers here, man, because that's 6 viewers right now. But over the course of this whole live stream over the last 34 minutes, there's been dozens of people here. Have a great night. You always got to start somewhere, man. You can't just start. You can't start with having 1 million people. Guys, stop worrying about the viewer count. The viewer count changes all the time. The viewer count only counts people that have been here for 30 seconds or more. Don't worry about the viewer count. I'm here having a conversation with everybody who's willing to start the conversation. I read every comment. I read everything in between. So don't worry too much about the viewers. I don't. I have built a great community of 641 people, of just people that like to have a conversation. I've inspired 641 people enough to join my channel. I do not smoke cigarettes. I'm actually very healthy. I don't encourage people smoking cigarettes. That's a good question. It is 6:23 in the morning. I work overnight, so this really isn't that big of a deal. Arizona, I'm 31, man, and when my dad when he was alive, I didn't even offer to buy him cigarettes. I don't think people should smoke, but again, that's my personal opinion. My guitar is my weapon. I appreciate you. Welcome to the live stream, man. Everybody gets that personal welcome. I want everybody to feel welcome, because for those who don't know, when you're disabled like I am, sometimes your voice gets overlooked, and I want to make sure that everybody in the chat doesn't feel like that. Serious, you keep throwing people out there, man. It just makes me more suspicious of you. If he comes back, I'll deal with him. If he makes himself known, I'll deal with him. It's no big deal. I play guitar in war zones across the world as a sign about peace. That's amazing, man. I can 100% support that. If that's legitimately true, you do a great thing, honestly. You're going to change the world. What do I work in? I work as an overnight manager, so I actually got promoted over a bunch of different people. That is a very notable endeavor, like I said. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, man. Kite Cat is not relevant. He is not welcome back here in any way, shape, or form. I already love how interesting this topic is. How much should we be spending on disabled people? Like access, building, share. What about caring and helping at the home? See, that though, Dubs, is a whole different topic. Because I believe everybody should also have a basic standard of life. So if that person needs that extra care, like if they need that set of hands, if they need that nurse, then they should have access to that. I think as a person, people should be taken care of. But I don't think businesses, I don't think properties, I don't think other things should bend over backwards for us. Grilled cheese, man, I wish I was queso. He's as famous as I want to be. I do not. I'd try to pronounce your name, man, but I don't want to butcher it. But welcome to the live stream. Everybody gets that personal welcome. Kite Cat is just somebody who's not welcome in the chat anymore because of certain remarks that he's made, as well as certain comments he's made. Also, Israeli civilians are... Yeah, I mean, armies are made up of civilians. I'm not quite sure. I think modern society would be able to take care of everybody. We do have the resources, but you got to remember that this is where I also kind of deviate from like the disabled thing. Disabled people have to be able to look into the resources themselves. Nothing should be handed out. Nothing should just be given to a person. It's an old Greek, folks. So I might have to look that up. Nothing should be given to a person. If the disabled person needs help, they should be able to look into their own resources and find the stuff that they need. If a disabled person can't work and needs a way to get access to money, they should put in the work. Nothing should be handed to a person because they're disabled. It goes back to the plane thing. If a disabled person wants to fly, the airlines and the airport give them a way to fly. Have the best trip to Dubai, man. You're free to come back to any live stream ever, honestly. But the being disabled thing comes back to this airport thing. The airports give us the ability to fly, but we have to put in the work. We have to be okay with the option that's there. I'm definitely not. Have a great day, man. But serious, I'm starting to think you're cat, and I want to know why you keep making accounts to keep joining. Because your personality's not changing. It's coming through every single personality, like every single fake account you have. Like, I don't know why this is so important that you're here. No, I don't, man. I actually am nice. I am genuinely building this community the way that I see fit. But I don't see why that you keep making fake accounts to be here. You've made remarks that's not welcome. You've made comments that aren't welcome. And you've spoken for me that's not welcome. You're starting to look an awful lot like him, man. That's assuming, though, that everybody has the same starting point now. I'd rather give resources to everybody who needs it. You're right, and that's assuming everybody has the same starting point, but everybody has the ability to get to that starting point. And then there's so many different circumstances under that, though. Being disabled is so much different from being old or sick. So, the reason my channel is called Handicap Superman is because A, I'm disabled. B, when I was training competitively, I had a 500-pound bench. But also, Superman is a symbol of hope. So that's what I'm trying to get back with this channel. So that's why it's Handicap Superman. No other real reason, honestly. But pickle and relish, man. I really enjoy the question because it's a really thought-provoking question, honestly. And like, there's a huge difference between disabled, old, and sick, because older people, especially if they've been through world wars and everything like that, they deserve a different starting point because they've already been through it. They've been through wars. They've helped develop the country into what it is. Ignore my username. I'm on my brother's account. I mean, I can appreciate a good April Fool's joke. Just make sure you give me the account back at some point. But everybody gets that personal welcome, so I try to use everybody's username just to welcome them. Do you think we'll see an age where robots do everything for us and thereby eliminate? So again, I'm gonna go with unfortunately yes, because I personally like doing things for myself. I personally like encouraging people to do things for themselves, but I do believe that we're gonna get to a standard with robots. I don't know about enslaving. I think we've all seen enough like horror movies, like robot movies and stuff like that, that we all know better. And so I agree with you, but they also have to put in the work. Arash, man, welcome to the live stream. I'm growing my hair out to donate it to cancer, so I'm probably going to cut it next month. Dignity, yes, shouldn't be attached to productivity, but the stuff that we have access to should be. It goes back to it all circles back to my airport theory, man. We've been given the opportunity to fly, but we have to put in the work. Sirius is Kite Cat, so you can leave again. But I absolutely agree with you, and I respect that you come in here with these open opinions and a conversation. As long as, like you said, as long as you're trying. Dignity should always be given. People should be treated the same. It should always be a thing. But they should still want to put in the work. Nothing should just be handed to a person. People should be treated with dignity, but never handed options. Like, you should never just be handed money. You should never just be handed resources without effort. But dignity, yes. You should be handed dignity without effort. Because dignity and resources don't go hand in hand. Dignity is person-based, which even then dignity, depending on if you're rude or anything in between, can be taken away. It goes back to the saying of respect is earned and not given. Respect is earned because it's earned. It's not given to anybody. You don't have to respect anybody. But like I said, I really appreciate the stuff you're bringing to this thought. Elon Musk for sure has a button. Hold on, I missed a comment here. Elon for sure has a button on his desk that if he presses will turn off all tests. You know what? I'm betting he does. Because all the Teslas are hooked up to the network and they download software updates, so it would be easy for Elon to kill all the Teslas. How do you reckon we should teach kids this truth? It's like, how do you teach anybody not to be entitled, man? You tell them a story. You start with generational stories. Because even the rich didn't become rich by doing nothing. Some did. Sure, there's a thing called generational wealth. But if you've ever actually read like an autobiography by like a rich person or a famous person or anything like that, they started, they hustled, they grinded, they listened to generational stories. You want to stop people from becoming entitled? Don't entitle them. All of this, all of my inspiration, all my answers, man, it all cycles back from my dad. So when I was born, right, there were so many complications. I was born really small. I was born at like 32 weeks. I could have even born earlier. I can't remember the exact week I was born. I was born weeks early. I was a super preemie, right? I was tiny. My dad's entire life while he was alive, he pushed me, he pushed the people, he fought for me, he fought for everything in between, and he always told the stories, because we were never rich, we never had anything handed to us, we were like middle class. My dad worked for the city. He had a good job for what it was, but then he always used to tell me these stories. To be fair, autobiographies are always really objective if written by the person at hand. But it's true that inner In the end, you're responsible for your own luck, for better or worse. That's absolutely true. You're responsible for how your life turns out. Period. You're responsible for your outlook. You're responsible for the way you see the world. You can you can look at the news every single day and see all the negative, see everything bad about it, and you can make it bad or you can make it good. You are responsible for your life, and that's it. But back to Dubs here. My dad used to tell me stories, man. My dad couldn't even finish high school because he had to go work on a farm. So my dad used to always tell us these stories. Sorry, I was reading that comment. I'll get to that in a second. But my dad used to tell me these stories because he never even got a chance to finish high school. And I get that's a generational thing as well. But he always used to tell me these stories how he used to go work on a farm for a case of Coke. He always used to go help out his uncles and stuff. And so I listen to these stories and I appreciate the fact that I got to finish school. I didn't appreciate it as much as I should have because I failed grade 12 English, if I'm being honest with you guys. I failed grade 12 English because I just didn't care. My entire outlook and perspective changed my last year of high school. But school wasn't for me. I'm gonna go, but I will be back for another session for sure. I feel like the environment and community you're building. Peace, love, and motivation, man. Everybody's always welcome in the live stream, except for a particular person, because honestly, I don't encourage hate. I don't encourage people speaking for me because I have my own voice. This is a safe spot for any community. It's a safe spot for everybody. Have a great day. No clue what the... Well, I mean, you would have set the username and the profile picture, but I can't see either because when I'm on a live stream, it really locks me out of things. And technically that does make you disabled, but again, disabled is just a thought process. I am legally disabled, but I don't see myself as disabled because I've fought for the job that I have. I fought for the job that I have. I fought for the responsibilities I have. I use my brain versus my legs, and I get other people to do the legwork for me. So technically, or like legally, I'm disabled. I don't identify as disabled. You control the outcome as well as mindset. I'm not able to move my lower half at all because... But you can move your upper half though, right? I'm assuming pretty decently because you're contributing very well to the conversation. Your thoughts are well thought out and set in structure, pretty well typed out. So your brain works. You're still, again, legally disabled, but your mindset is what matters. As long as you have a genuinely good mindset and a positive outlook, you can accomplish anything you set your mind to. Arizona, you're singing too high of a praise, man. I'm just a dude in a truck who has a disability. I have answers because I've experienced all this, man. So I drive my dream truck at a 2022 Toyota Tacoma. I've wanted this thing since I was 15. I've wanted it ever since I learned how to drive. Dubs, I would have to say no to that, other than the fact that I know how to drive the tractor that I currently use. but I am the only owner to this truck, and it makes like that part makes me happy. But my dad actually got to drive my truck before I did because I need hand controls. Well, hopefully you have a good day. Food poisoning sucks. I've been there. Have a good one. I'll see you in the next live stream, I'm sure. You're always welcome to come back. Maybe on your own account. Don't steal your brother's. I'm not sure the question there, man. Was farming my dad wasn't disabled. I'm the disabled one. Yeah, I answered his question. No, there was no, like, my dad never taught me any cool farming skills other than how to use the tractor that I currently have. Oh, okay, so yours is probably a typo. So you said what farming? He's disabled. No, so there was no cool there's no cool farming tricks my dad taught me, but I kind of wish that he would have. But also, my dad tried to make sure that we had a better life than he did, so we never really had to do any like major farming like he had to. That's not even a cool joke, man. I feel like I missed something there, Dubs. That one kind of doesn't make sense. Whereas it's probably normal on a farm to see life and death like that. I mean, yeah, arguably. Yeah, just for a little bit. It's the after the gym hangout. The gym was good. I got hungry, so I went and grabbed a sandwich from Tim Hortons. I'm thinking next month. I'm thinking another month's worth of growth, so another like half inch should be fine. What do you think about Ukraine stuff? I honestly don't know enough to answer that. I honestly I haven't watched a ton of news lately. I probably should be a little more versed, but I honestly don't know enough. I don't believe any one person is responsible for war. I believe there's a number of things. Diddy, that's enough, man. The stream, like, the chat is super PG. So knock it off or leave. It's all right, man. I give everybody a chance, but like I said, you're welcome to hang out and contribute. Okay, you're good, man. You can leave. It's fine. Have a good one. Can you imagine that Ukraine is being responsible for being invaded? I don't either, Jay. Arizona, like I said, I don't know enough, man, but like, war is never directly caused by one thing. War is caused by a number of things that add up to them seeing only one way out. So I don't know enough to really answer. Ukraine could be completely innocent, but the invading country could have had war, famine, feast, anything, man, really. War isn't the result of one thing. War is the result of many things that add up to a collective. So I don't have an opinion on it one way or another. My opinion is I hope that at the end of the day, everyone is safe. But clearly, being war, that's not the case. But I don't know enough to. NATO wanted to put nukes in Ukraine. It's like Mexico letting the CVP put nukes in there. Like I said, guys, I don't know enough to actively communicate on that. Like I said, wars aren't genuinely started by one thing. They're started by many. They're never the right answer. Except for like in maybe the rare case. Again, you might be right. It just means that they didn't start the war. But I don't know enough to actually answer you. Like I said, I can tell you that wars are never started by one thing. Wars are never started by something simple. They're started by a huge connection of things that end up not making it simple. They're started by poverty, by famine, by dictatorship. They're started by any number of things that are a collective. But again, I don't know enough to actually comment. You're right. Getting to that point isn't started by a simple thing either. I don't know enough to comment on it. You're free to keep asking the question, but I cannot answer the question. I don't know enough about it. Yes, because the logic behind war is that they have their reason. Doesn't make it right. Doesn't make it it doesn't make it right by any means. But there's always something behind it. There's always a logic behind why war was started. Doesn't make it right or wrong. There's just a logic. Things collected together. And then it started. It's awful. War in general is awful. But see, that's what I'm telling you. I don't know enough about the response because the responsibility is that there should be no war. That should be the responsibility. There should be no war. There should be no fighting. It should be all peace and love because we should all work together. See, that would be a fair statement because NATO is controlled by the entire world. No name, what's going on, man? But it's never that simple. Have you never seen a killer's documentary, man? Most of the time, a killer's brought on by his environment, by the system of his environment. If you've never seen a documentary on a killer, then you're missing the point. Is the killer directly responsible for the killing? Yes. But there was 100 other things that led up to it. It was simple abuse that he suffered. It was this, it was that. The killer is directly responsible. It is, though. It's never as simple as just saying that. Life is never as simple as it's intended to be. A killer is responsible for killing, but they don't start a killer. But you keep talking about the responsibility. Everybody's responsible. Everybody in part is responsible. Responsibility doesn't fall on just one part. I don't know enough to answer that, man. I appreciate the fact you're bringing discussion to the table. Absolutely. But you're just arguing the same point over and over again. You keep arguing the same point rather than bring a new point. Responsibility falls on everybody. Jay's bringing you his side of the story, and he's bringing you more details than I have to offer. Responsibility falls on everybody. To answer your question about a killer never starts as a killer. He's influenced by his environment and the responsibility of others. He makes his own choice, yes. But there's always outside influence. And Arizona, here's your one warning. Alright? I have no problem if you're talking to me, but don't be disrespectful to other people in the chat, man. And I keep telling you, man, for responsibility, everybody is responsible. I've already answered your question. To keep circling back to the same question, you're going to get the same answer. Everybody is responsible for the outcome. Everybody. Whether it's war. That's true too. People profit off of war. The rich get richer, governments profit off of war. Frankly, the entire world, other than the people, profit off the war. So Arizona, I've answered your question. Everybody is responsible. The responsibility of everything that happens falls on everybody. I appreciate the fact that you're bringing a dialogue to it and a topic, but everybody is responsible for the outcome. It kind of circles back to the disabled airplane thing. There are things you can't control, but you have to put in the same effort. It's like, and this is going to sound really bad, like, but it's like if you walk alone at night and somebody comes up to you with a knife. You made the choice to walk alone at night. Yes, you should be able to walk safe. That's another. It's still hand in hand, man. Jay, we're not going to comment like that because that's not a thing. But they made the decision to walk alone at night. It's the same thing. It's the same thing as if a guy was to do it. If a guy's going to get stabbed for his wallet, it's the same thing. He made the choice to say walk down the street at night. The guy made the choice to stab. People are responsible for their outcome. Just because we're entitled to safety doesn't mean we should expect it. How can I take responsibility for something as big as war? As one person, people as a whole are not to blame for war. It's governments and the things. That's what I mean. People profit off of war. As individuals, we don't, but governments do. It's like the Second World War. The Second World War pulled us out of debt. The Second World War ended the Great Depression. But again, Arizona, I've already answered this question. You keep asking the same question. Everybody is responsible for the outcome. Everybody is responsible for the action. There's an expectation, but it shouldn't be the expectation. Everybody is responsible. You keep asking the same question, but it's going to be the same answer. Everybody is responsible. Peaceful protests do accomplish stuff. Like, I'm sure there's people protesting wars right now. We can protest governments all we like, but again, that's the whole thing. Governments control wars. I'm not man, I've answered the question. Everybody is responsible for the action, period. And Jay, that's not true, man. Peaceful protests can accomplish quite a lot. You're not asking another question though, Arizona. You're asking the same question. Everybody is responsible for the crime. Everybody. There have been proof of a lot of successful protests over the years. They just don't accomplish as much as you'd like to see. But protests do make a difference. That's what I'm saying. Like protests do a lot. They don't accomplish as much as we'd like to see because governments are still going to do what they want. But protests do accomplish a lot. Expressing your voice and opinion as a group of collective people, it makes change, man. Russian Americans hate each other. NATO is the biggest player to America. They wanted Ukraine to join them. Yes, but that's like, man, everybody is responsible for the outcome. It's like saying if your neighbors saw a person break in but didn't call the police, are they responsible? They absolutely are responsible. What's going on, man? Welcome to the channel. I've seen you here before a few times. You're trying to justify a moot point. Everybody is responsible for whatever happens. Okay, so if somebody broke into your house but your neighbors didn't call the cops, are they responsible? They absolutely are responsible. But if your neighbor's sitting there watching with a set of binoculars, you're saying they're not responsible? Your argument is moot, Arizona. I like the fact that you bring up these points and you make valid points, but your argument is moot. Everyone is responsible. It's like I said, if your neighbor is sitting there watching with binoculars, your house getting broken into, doesn't do anything about it, but is sitting there with binoculars, does that make them responsible? It absolutely does. Like I said, I like the fact but the victims get judged all the time, man. Again, to Jay's point, you're arguing chickens to dogs. The victims get blamed all the time. Nervea, what's going on, man? Welcome to the live stream. The system is unjust and unfair. People judge the victims all the time. There's literally a thing called victim blaming. I can't say that I have a favorite song, man. And but it is though, because there's no straight answer to your question. Because the victims get judged as well. So again, you're comparing two things that don't even belong together. Because everybody gets judged in every situation. It's like if somebody broke in through your house through the skylight, but they fell through the skylight. You're responsible. Doesn't matter, you're the victim. They broke into your house, but they hurt themselves at your house. You're the victim of the break-in, but they're the victim of an injury. Like, everybody is responsible, man. Have you literally not heard of the case in the States where the guy tried to break in through the skylight? The skylight broke, and the guy fell onto the kitchen counter and sued the homeowner and won. We victim blame and everybody is responsible all the time. What's going on, Ronaldo? Or Ronaldo? Arizona, you keep asking the same question. I keep telling you the same answer. Everybody is responsible for the crime. This is what I'm telling you. We victim blame all the time. It's like if the guy broke in but hurt himself at the house and he sued. Hey man, gotta drop off. I appreciate you, man. Everybody is responsible for the crime. If the guy hurts himself while breaking into the house and sues, the homeowner is responsible. If the guy breaks in and hurts somebody, he is responsible. Everybody is responsible for it. I'm not angry. I'm angry because you keep asking the same question. Ask a different question. The logic is everybody is responsible for whatever happens. Period. That's what I'm saying. I'm supporting. Man, the homeowner was sued and jailed. I'm telling you this. I'm telling you there's an actual story. A burglar fell through the skylight. The guy was gonna burgle that particular house. He fell through the skylight, fell onto the counter, and sued the homeowner. It's literally happened, man. Everybody is responsible for the crime. Even if you had nothing to do with it. Everybody is responsible for the crime. It's literally happened in the past. It's not a completely different story, though. It's literally the same story that you just asked. You just asked if somebody broke in. If somebody broke in and they hurt themselves at your property, it's happened where they've sued the homeowner. Everybody is responsible for the crime in progress. I'm answering your question. You literally just keep asking the same question. It's not changing the topic, though. The guy breaks into the girl's house. Does the guy hurt himself? If the guy hurts himself, she's responsible. Doesn't matter, she's sleeping. Everybody's responsible for the crime. You keep asking the same question but trying to change the words, but you're asking the same question. Ask a different question. Everybody is responsible for the crime. That's how it works. That's why there are juries. That's why we victim blame. Everybody is responsible for the crimes that happen. No, you keep asking the same story. I've already told you this. Everybody is responsible for the crime that happens. This is what I'm telling you. Everybody is responsible for crimes. That's why we have juries. That's why we have victim blaming. That's why we have outcomes. That's why there's defenders. Everybody is responsible for the crime. You keep asking the same question, and you get the same result. Everybody is responsible. It's the same thing, see? That's what I'm saying. Insurance companies will blame both parties. It's like if somebody breaks into your car and steals your stuff. It's both parties. That's why there's a sign that says don't leave valuables in your truck. Because everybody is responsible for the crime. It sucks. But that's the way the world works. You could be completely innocent, but you're never completely innocent. Grilled cheese, man. I wish I was queso. Arizona, you keep circling back to this, man. It has nothing to do with that. Can we get a Harry? Famous, man. I'm gonna hide that. The chat's PG, man. But I appreciate you for stopping by. Grilled cheese, man. No, I don't look as good as him. I wish I did, though. Arizona, man, I appreciate everything you brought to the table, but you literally sound like a child. You'll eventually understand how the world works. Cheese fries couldn't fathom to step up and pile to save our mother's planner. Brother, I have no idea. Like, I gotta reread that just to make sure that I understood what was said. Cheese fries couldn't even fathom to step up to the plate to save mothers of planner. Why would you inspire kids to cheese? Mental alert. Jesus. Either way, man, welcome to the live stream. That was a mouthful and a half. It has nothing to do with what? That was the original story. Man, but that's what I'm telling you. Everybody is responsible for the crimes at hand. Again, it's like saying if your neighbors saw that person break into that home, are they responsible? They absolutely are. You keep cycling back to this, man, and the answer is not going to change. The answer stays the same. Okay, but you're talking about a hypothetical girl. The crime still is the same. Everybody is responsible for the crime. If your neighbors saw the break-in of this girl's home, are they responsible? Yes, they are. I'm answering the question. Everybody is responsible for the crime. Everybody is responsible for the crime. If your neighbors saw the person break into that woman's home, they said nothing, they are responsible. The guy who broke into the home is responsible. No, you can't forget the neighbors, man, because it's the same thing. Anybody who sees the crime is responsible. Anybody who is involved in the crime is responsible. Man, we can always talk about something else, but I don't ignore people. I don't ignore people in the chat. As idiotic as they like to be. I did. Everybody in the crime is responsible for the crime. Kappa, as annoying as he is, man, chill it. Everybody in the stream deserves respect, including him. He's making the comments directly towards me, so keep it respectful. Keep it, like, you can add to the conversation, but there's no need to directly, like, It's the truth. Like I said, Arizona's asking a question which I've answered like 100 times. But he still deserves respect. It circles back to the crimes, man. Everybody's responsible for the crime. People are never responsible for what happens to them, but everybody's responsible for the crime. That's all there is to it. Again, it started with wars, man. The government is responsible for wars, period. But the people that choose to fight in the war are responsible. Everybody is responsible for the crime. What happens can't be controlled. I wonder if my mom's up yet. Oh, she'll be up soon. Carl, what's going on, man? I was going to say, welcome to the live stream. I don't remember seeing you before. Basically, my name's Graham. I'm on the road to 750 subscribers where I'm going to do a 24-hour live stream to try to meet people. I'm growing my hair to donate it to cancer. And at 1,000 subscribers, I'm trying to do a huge donation, like a fully produced video, to try to give back to a local charity in my area for like school supplies, clothes, books, shoes, whatever they need. I appreciate you for even stopping by, man. I appreciate a good debate, discussion. I've had time to work on it, man. I'm building up my character as well as goals for the channel. Have a good one, Arizona. Thank you for coming to the chat, man. In what way, man? Because, like, Openly, I'm not going to tell people to go to your channel, but you're always welcome at the live stream. Close. I'm 31, actually. Right? That's what I'm saying. I built a community of genuine, caring people. Michael, my moderator, who's listening in the background. No, so Tuesday, Wednesdays are my day off. I get 2 consistent days off. Also, Carl, to answer your question, man, I sit in my truck and I live stream to people. Thanks, Krish. I appreciate you, man. I'm in my truck outside at a Tim Hortons parking lot because I respect people's privacy. So I occasionally stream in the gym in my days off, but I usually just stream in my truck to try to get to meet everybody, to say hello, to hear their stories. Yes, sir. Like I said, I'm trying to grow this community super organically, like super natural. Whether I have 100 subscribers, 1,000 subscribers, or even more, I like to get to know people by first name and listen to their story. No, man, I look old as hell, but it's also the sunlight. The sunlight is coming in at a weird angle. But no, I look old as hell, don't worry. I'll take offense to that. It's a valid observation. The hair and the beard make me look older too. But if I shave the beard, I almost look like a child. But the beard is... Damn, how do you have that genetics? I'm gonna say genetics, because like my dad was able to grow a beard at like 15 when he was a kid. I mean, this was back in like the 50s or the 60s, but he was buying beer at like 14. I am gonna shave the beard when the hair goes, so that's gonna be sometime next month, but it's only gonna be a trim. I've seen myself without a beard, and it's not entirely pleasant. That's what I'm saying. So like it's definitely genetics, because like I said, my dad was buying beer at 14. Again, back in the 60s, but he was still buying beer at 14. So my height when I was measured right after my operation, when they broke my legs, I was right at 6 foot. When I was able to straighten my legs fully and with a straight back, I was measured at 6 foot. What kind of girl do I like? I suppose I like personality more than gender. That's what I mean. Like that is actually my height, like 5'11 and a half, like maybe if anything. Like I said, right after when I had my operation, I got them all listed. Ew. But that's what I mean. When I had my operation, like I was measured, and it was right. It was right at 6 feet. Like I said, maybe a little shorter, but I'm definitely shorter now, cause like my hamstrings have tightened up again, so I don't walk as straight legged as I could. There's actually no recovering from cerebral palsy, man. But I appreciate you. I appreciate the thought. Thought brings power, so I appreciate it. But there's no recovering from cerebral palsy. How's it going, Nick? I'm alright, man. I've been busy as well, so I understand. Still making time for this YouTube thing. Carl, well, that's not inherently disrespectful, man. Just maintain a level of respect. Women should be respected too. I know you're just listing off of types, but like I said, just maintain respect, okay? I have no idea, man. I can't see things while I'm in the live stream, so before I started the live stream was 640. But I can't actually I wish I could like show you guys. But literally when I'm doing these streams, I can't see anything. Like it locks my phone into this stream, and as soon as I like close it or shift anything, I don't know about exploding, but like basically, Nick, I actually don't know if you were here all of March. Okay, so I gained 7 subscribers. That's what I said, man. Like I said, it doesn't directly, like it wasn't directly like harmful, but just remember that the chat is also like super PG as well. So I gained 7 subscribers today. But Nick, basically, like I said, Chiller asked if I had a specific type of girl. That was how that list started. Um, but like all of March, I really like grinded out the live streams and the shorts and everything. And like, I don't want to say I've dialed it in, but like I've got 4 tags that if I use on the live streams, builds up a pretty like similar mindset audience. And so it show like YouTube shows it to the right people. So I just had a couple of good days there. Plus on my days off now, I started like streaming at the gym like I did before. Yeah, not anymore. I was always putting effort into the YouTube thing, but I started playing with metrics and like different spots and like different things, honestly. And like it just helped me find the right audience. Find the right number of people. I can't say that I've met anybody like I mean, everybody's interesting in their own way. Do I have $100 right now? Sure. I don't know what that question has to do with anything chiller, but it's like I've always maintained, man. Well, yeah, I understand the principle that if you have $100 right now, you're doing a lot better than some other people. What's up, Korean? I understand the theory. If you have $100 right now, then you're doing a lot better than other people. Which is why I've never asked you guys for money. Period. I've always said that I'm never going to take money from you guys. I've kept the same level of respect in every live stream, period. Yeah, you were in the live stream yesterday, I believe. I want to say it was yesterday. Well, maybe not. I thought it was yesterday. But there could be a number of people with the same kind of like profile and name. But I remember you from another one. But yeah, Chiller. Anyways, back to what I was saying. I understand the theory. If you have $100 in your pocket, are you irritable? What do you think? No, I don't think I'm irritable. I get a little frustrated having to answer like the same question, 4 or 5, 6,000 times. But did I tell you I was born in North Korea? And now I live in Canada. I moved after escape of my family when I was very young, 34 years. Now I'm 37. So you've been in Canada for 3 years. That's cool, man. I'm glad you were able to escape. And I'm glad you made a better life for yourself. But no, Chiller, to answer your question, I don't think I'm irritable. But I also have to maintain a certain level of irritability to keep respect for people. Because there's one guy I refuse to allow back in the community because he's been nothing but racist and rude to everybody. And it's not your theory, man. It's an actual like physical statement theory. It's not your theory. There was a thing that said that if you have $100 in your pocket right now, you have more than a massive amount of the world. It's not a theory you brought up. It's a theory that was originated from before. But also, I don't base wealth on the actual amount of money. It doesn't matter. It's all right, man. Like being disabled is what you make it. It's not good or bad. Like some days it's worse, but like it's all about what you make it. And Chiller, it doesn't really matter who this guy is, but he's not going to be allowed back in the community with no matter how many fake profiles he makes or additional ones that he makes. He's not allowed back. I gave him more chances basically than I give anybody else. No, but that's what I'm saying, man. I'm not saying I'm rich. What I'm saying is it was an actual like tested theory that was going around that if you had $100 in your pocket, you had more value, like more in cash value than a good chunk of the world. I don't really care. I have a decent job. That's why I would never ask you guys for money. I will never in my life ask you guys for money. I have a decent job. I will never ask my subscribers or anybody that comes for the conversation for money. Yosh has popped in from time to time. He hasn't been here lately either. I'm kind of concerned. Cuz he hasn't even been like super chatty on the Discord either. I think he's doing all right though. I think he's a little lost. I'm currently in my car on break. I work at Walmart. And my mom keeps texting me asking if I should. I mean, your mom cares, man. That's all that is. Man, well, overweight is like a documentable thing. It's all perception. If you're happy with the way your health is, then that's all that matters. Arizona, so you're kite cat, eh? Well, goodbye. You're not welcome here anymore, man. I don't know why you keep making fake accounts to show up here. We missed you too, Nick. Don't worry. We appreciate you. So the simple answer to that is no. You don't technically lose weight while going to the gym because like there's so many factors that play into it. Like especially like for women with PCOS and stuff. So the direct answer is no. The gym helps with losing weight, but it's not the contributing factor. Do I have a goal to lose weight? No. I stopped having that goal. Have a good one. I stopped having that goal a while ago. I go to the gym for mental health now. There we go. Another one of his accounts gone. Enjoy, man. Enjoy your shift at work. Is it hard to achieve the goal of weight loss? No. Well, again, it depends. Everybody's body type is different, but and it requires a little bit of different structure. But like to achieve the basic goal of losing weight, you need to burn more calories out than in. But then again, there's also factors that change that too. Like there's PCOS and other things. But it's never hard to achieve a goal as long as the mindset is right. But the mindset has to be right to want to achieve the goal. Anyways, guys, I'm probably going to end the live stream in the next like 2 minutes because I like to see a nice even number on the live stream. But no, Chill, to answer your question, it's not hard to achieve goals assuming the mindset is right. There's external factors that make it more difficult, but nothing's impossible. You just gotta play. You gotta play with numbers, and you gotta play with how you do things. But like nothing's ever impossible, man. Yes and no. So mindset and habits like work hand in hand because the habit of health unhealthy eating can be changed with the mindset as well. So the two definitely play hand in hand. But you're right, habits do also play a part. Because like statistically speaking, somebody who smokes, that's a habit, but you can get in the mindset to break the habit, which would also help. So you're not wrong. You're definitely not wrong. You're right. Like I said, we're absolutely on the same page there. I welcome that thought. That's weird, man. Don't. Why is my face your profile picture? That's weird as hell. Rock and roll. Welcome back, man. I did. I don't see why he has my profile, like my picture as his profile. That just seems weird. I think he's just the dude that's obsessed with my channel. There is a lot of weird people on the internet, Chiller. Ezra, I agree with you, man. That's why I'm trying to make sure that he stays out of my channel. You're able to complete your workout in 45 minutes. That's amazing, man. I'm glad you're able to complete a workout in 45 minutes. That's actually a good amount of time. It gives you a chance to warm up. It gives you a chance to put to build up the effort. Like it's a good amount, honestly. Like 45 minutes of physical activity a day or 3 times a week can change your life, honestly. Have you had any chance to get rid of your disorder? No, cerebral palsy is not curable. All I can say to that, Azra, is I would say maybe take more time. Because like 100 push-ups in 90 seconds is like a second per push-up. A little less than that. And while it's not undoable, you want to focus on like form more than like number, man. You want to make sure your push-ups are done strictly to form, to maximize range of motion, as opposed to speed. Because again, I'm not saying it's not doable, but I'm betting the form was probably pretty bad. And like, you kind of defeat the purpose. So what I would say to you is maybe like do your 100 push-ups in the span of like 3 minutes. If you do them in the span of 3 minutes, you do calisthenics. Okay, so that does help. But like I said, I would still. You sit in calisthenics. Welcome back, skeleton. I was actually about to go, man. Because like my mom's probably up now, so I could probably go hang out. But like I said, definitely work on your form, because 100 push-ups in 90 seconds, still a little much. Like I said, that's less than a second per push-up. And while it's not impossible, I'm betting the form could have been better. Like I said, aim for like the 3-minute mark, and that's probably a little better. I'll read Azra's comment, then yeah, I'm probably gonna go. Only because, like I said, my mom's up and I could probably hang with her. Well, for real, core is tight. Glutes were tight. I'd love to see a video, man. You could absolutely prove me wrong. I would love to see a video, because I'm still betting at 90 seconds for 100. The form was off, but I'm willing to have my mind blown, because like I said, it is doable, and I will absolutely check out your channel. Honestly, comment on a community post when you post it, and I'll check it out, because I'd love to see it. Honestly, I'm not saying you can't. I would never hate on you like that. I'm just saying a second to push up usually means the form's a little sloppy. But like, as soon as you post it, like, comment on a community post, I'll absolutely watch it. If I'm wrong, man, I'll eat my shorts. I don't even share it in the community. No, Well, like I said, we'll have a friendly debate. You upload the video of the 100 push-ups in a minute and a half, right? And if the form is good, the commitment is good, and everything else is fine, I'll share it in the community, because that's something that should be celebrated, because you're doing great work. Perfect. You upload the video, tag me in a comment on one of my community posts, and we'll share the love. Anyways, guys, peace, love, motivation. I appreciate all of you guys. I appreciate conversation, communication, and everything in between. I love each and every one of you guys. Have a great day.